to the 37th Hayley-Roxanna Crafts quick cross stitch video, where I share information, hints and tips on one area of cross stitch in a short video. In this video, I am focusing on how to do a sew over start. I'm not sure if sew over start is the official name for this method. I have also seen it called a freestyle start. But I call it sew over, as that is what you do to secure the thread. You're sewing over it. It is the method that is commonly shown in kits, especially those that were around when I started cross stitching in the 1990s. The benefit to this method over the loop start I demonstrated in the last video is that it can be used for any number of strands of thread, but I will be demonstrating using 2 strands. With your 2 strands, or however many you're using, threaded in your needle, you want to just bring your needle up through your work where you want to make your first stitch. As you pull through, you want to leave a tail end at the back, like so. The length of this is sort of down to personal preference. I would say probably about 1 inch, certainly no more than 2 inches is more than enough. So just leave that at the back of your work. And you just want to hold on to that end while you complete that first half stitch. And don't pull too hard because you don't want to pull the thread all the way through. Now, as you start your next stitch, you want to make sure that this tail end of thread is going to be underneath the stitch you are making. So I need to go through this hole to make my next stitch. So I just need to make sure that that thread is going to be caught underneath it, like so. Okay, and then you just got to keep doing that for the next few stitches. So you catch that tail under your stitches for the next few. So it does mean you need to look at the back of your work to make sure that you are catching that tail end, like so. And you just want to keep doing that until you are happy that it is secure. And if you've got any more that's sticking up over the stitches, once you are happy, you can always snip that off. Okay, like so. So you just want to make sure it's going under those stitches. And I would probably carry on till I've stitched about 1 inch, just to make sure. But like I said, that is a personal preference thing. Once you have your first thread used, the starting does get easier, as you can run your needle under some of the stitches nearby to where you want to start stitching with your next thread. So for example here, if you pretend this is fastened off properly, I could just run my needle under a few stitches, like so, to secure the end of my thread. And then I could just start stitching as normal from there. So you haven't got the fiddly bit of trying to stitch over the end as you're doing the first few stitches, as it's already secured. Okay. Whilst this method of start requires no extra prepping time, and it can be used with any number of strands, it can take some getting used to and is not ideal when you have single stitches on their own. It's also not possible to use this method when you're doing back stitching. If you have any questions about sew over start, please pop them in the comments. And in the next quick cross stitch video, I will demonstrate the knot start.